Okay guys, I'm expecting a move pretty soon for Bitcoin. I'm going to show you the pattern that we're in. I think it's likely that we drop, but however, we could pump. I'm going to show you what to pay attention to if you're bullish and if you're bearish. Before I show you this, guys, so my Twitter is now private. Basically, I'm just updating people, and I do tweets about 15 times a day, maybe more, just updating charts and showing what I find as price action moves along. For instance, we were writing up this as support, and this was your resistance. So it looks like we're in a parallel channel. If you get above this resistance, we'll probably push up to this target. And you can see how this played out. This was our resistance. We did find support. We pushed up. So this was your next resistance level to potentially put in a short, 18,600, 18,586. You can see how this played out. We got rejected, came down, came down. This is the pattern we ended up being in. So I said, look, if we break this blue line underneath this orange ring, we're probably coming down. If you push above the orange ring, expect a pump. You can see how this played out. We did get a pump. We came down, found support on this trend line, guys. I kind of teach you as I'm creating these charts or updating them. Notice we're going to cover this chart in just a minute. Notice we got rejected at this ring again. Let's see. So I had this trend line here. This is the top of the parallel channel. I say pay attention. If you break this support, previous resistance becomes support. If you break this, the trajectory can change for price to come down. And you can see how this played out. We did come down. I added this yellow trend line. Like I said, I'm trying to show you trend lines are invaluable tools to help you with trades. So notice we picked down, we went right back up to the top of this, above this yellow trend line. This yellow trend line helped us find a top. So you can see here, we found perfect support on this ring, 18,090. Also on this chart, 18,047, pretty close. Got topped out here. By the way, guys, we're going to cover this in a minute. You can see this, and we're going to cover this chart as well. This orange ring that's been here since before February. This was resistance. I said, look, if we push above it, get a pump. Otherwise, we get a drop. You can see we pushed up. We found support right here. This is that trend line, guys, I was talking about. This yellow trend line added is resistance. We found support on it. We came down. We came up, perfect resistance. So guys, I update, that's what I do on Twitter now. I'll just keep you updated as price moves along. Pretty soon I will be doing updates for Twitter, Ethereum, Litecoin, some other popular altcoins. Right now it's just Bitcoin, but again, it is private. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Optical Art Chart. Link will be in the description, and pinned as the first comment. I'll need to verify you have access to my charts before you can follow me on Twitter. If you do want to access these charts, guys, the website's opticalartcrypto.com. The link will be in the description. I have Bitcoins, altcoins, precious metal stocks, and tutorials teaching you how to create these charts. So let's get into this real quick. So what I'd like to point out, first of all, this is a ring, this white ring right here. You see this one was support. We rode up it. We pushed up, got resistance, dropped below this resistance, then pushed up to this ring. So we've been rejected here 3 times now. I think there's a pattern that's repeating. So let me show you what I found, how I think this is playing out. So we got rejected here to the tick. We came down. Right here we got rejected again. I'm gonna make this one red. So again, we got rejected second time. So let me copy this. Obviously you see we got rejected here. We did push above it a bit, but basically we got rejected at this ring again. So how I think this is playing out, if I draw a trend line, you can see this was our support right here. I'll make this a little thicker. So this was our support. Notice we were finding support right here repeatedly. We broke it, we came down. This was also our support. So as soon as we broke this yellow trend line, we found support on this yellow trend line. Support. Notice we dropped below it a bit, pushed up, got rejected. I think the same thing is playing out. Notice this was our support right here. As soon as we broke it, we came down. This is currently our support right here. So you can see how this is playing out. It looks identical to this one, so I can take this red arrow and copy and paste it. So guys, all you're paying attention to is, look, if we break, let me get my brush tool. If we cannot get above this white ring and we break this yellow line, I think we are coming down to test some lower targets. Your first target would be this ring. If we push above this white ring, before crossing the yellow, that is bullish to go much higher. So that is what I'm watching, but it does seem like this is how it's playing out. And again, if we do drop, you know, in this, we are topped out. I'm expecting much lower targets to come down and test the 20-week moving average. This right here, this is another chart just to give you, you can see this is our support right here. You know, you have a lot of wicks. It's kind of hard to nail down support and resistance, but when you have these charts, you already have your support. So even though you know, had a wick down here and a wick down here, and we came down here, you can see ultimately we're finding support. This was resistance, and it became support. You see we keep hitting it, we keep testing it. So your current support right now is right here at 18,940. If you push up, your resistance will be 19,840 and potentially 20,000. So these are just some smaller targets. If we drop, you know, one more target below, you know this will be support. You can see right here, this was resistance, turn support, resistance, support. So you know if we come down, we break this, this is your next support right here, 18,117. So just give you a couple price targets, guys. This is that chart where I was talking about. Look, if we break this ring, we're coming down to this point. Guys, this is a different style of TA. You know, keep in mind, you know, price has been respecting this orange ring and this red ring. And this is a published version of that chart. This is February 3rd. So if I hit play, take note, this is a red ring, orange ring. Notice how price is respecting this red ring, this orange ring. Then we push back up. Notice we got rejected at the red ring, rejected at the ring, we get rejected again, and we push up. We find support and resistance, guys. This is where we dropped. Let me go and finish this out. So this is what I'm saying. Look, if it drops, this was the video here on November 25th. I said, look, if we drop below 18,619, this is your buy-in, 16,418. And you can see how this played out. When we dropped below this point, this was your buy-in, 16,400. This is where I bought in, wrote it up. So again, you know, these targets are already mapped out. You have a roadmap for price action way out ahead of actual price. And the same thing with this, just like you saw with that orange and red ring, you have a roadmap for price way out past January and February. And if we drop down, you could bounce off of this ring, and potentially when you get out here, these will become pivot rings. Right now they're support and resistance. When you cross, it can become pivots. So again, just a different style of TA to help you find support and resistance levels. I do think it's more likely that this will come down. Again, anything's possible. You can see the MACD starting to angle up. That's bullish. The RSI, you know, is angled up. It hasn't curved yet. So that looks bullish, at least to come up and test this point. Now, whether we break it, that's a different story. I think it's more likely we come down, but again, this is not financial advice. This is just my opinion. Again, just keep in mind, guys, you know, the last time the stock market crashed, you know, Bitcoin came down. So just to make this very clear, guys, when the stock market crashed last time, when we had lockdowns in the U.S., the stock market came down 38%, or the Dow Jones. Gold dropped 14%. Bitcoin crashed 68%. So what I'm saying is, if we have more lockdowns in the U.S., which is very possible, just going by what's going on, I mean, this pandemic's getting out of control. We had 2,885 deaths on December 2nd. The numbers are just getting higher and higher every single day. That's deaths. These are new cases. I mean, in one day we had 200,000 cases. This is getting out of control. You know, they have said that they're not going to do lockdowns. There's no talk of a stimulus, but it just seems like they're going to have no choice but to do lockdowns since it's getting out of control. And the last time we had lockdowns, stock market tanked. What I'm saying is, if the stock market tanks again, if it crashes, Bitcoin's going to get hit harder. This is the live stream I put up. If you want to watch it, I'll put a link up to this now. This is when we topped out. I'm saying watch this ring. Notice these wicks came above it, but we wicked right below this ring. So this ring is going to be very strong resistance. If we get above it, expect one hell of a pump. But again, guys, if we cannot get above this ring and we break this yellow trend line, I think it's going to play out identical, and I think we are due to come down to much lower targets. And do not forget, if you watch my previous videos, I'm expecting to test that 20-week moving average, and that is around 13,500. Guys, that's it. Until the next video, trade safe.